Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today we're going to go through quite a tough abdominal and core workout, so I hope you enjoy it. Remember, as always to work to whatever level suits you, as most importantly we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so we'll get started. So we're going to bring our toes apart and those heels apart, so those feet are that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that weight's going nice and evenly down through your feet. Knees are soft, not locked back, hands up onto your pelvis. Very gently we're going to tilt that pelvis forward, tilting it back. So just gently forwards and back, looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. That pelvis in a nice neutral position, lovely. That core's engaged, ribs soft, collarbones wide and that neck nice and long, lovely. So we're going to float our hands up to shoulder height and we're just going to do our arm opening movements. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach one arm back and away. And as you come forwards, rotating back. So reaching away that opposite arm and then folding back. So breath in. As you breathe out, reaching away, looking round and back and then forward. So just warming up that upper body, rotating around and then forwards. Good. Looking round and back with that head and forwards. Good. Rotating around and back. And again, rotating around and back. Good. Rotating around and forwards. Lovely. We'll just do last few here. Looking round and back and forwards. Good. Let's do one more each side. And back. And last one here. And then back to that centre and relax those arms down. Well done. And relaxing those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do our standing clam now. So we're going to have one toe just resting on the floor here. This leg is knees nice and soft, so not locked back. And we're going to open out through that pelvis. Just rotating here. Now if that's comfortable, you can come straight up with that foot onto the calf here and we're opening out and folding back. So keeping those hips pointing forwards, opening out and folding back. Good. Well done. Neck nice and long. Good. And back. Good. Opening out and folding back. Lovely. Good. So just really working, keeping that core engaged. Opening out through those hips. Good. Lovely. Last few. Good. And one more. And back to that centre. Very good. Okay, so the leg you're standing on is working really hard to support you as well. So toe on the floor, that can be that pivot point. Opening out on this side this time. And back. So again, if that's comfortable, you can go straight up with that foot onto the calf here. So opening out and folding back. So really challenging that balance a little bit on the leg you're standing on. Keeping up nice and tall, opening out and folding back. Good. And back. Opening out and folding back. Lovely. And again, opening out and fold back. Good. So that leg you're standing on is working hard to support you. Keep that core engaged. Just opening out through this hip. Lovely. Do last few here. Good. Well done. Let's just do one last one and then folding that leg back and lowering back down. Excellent. Okay, so I want you to bring your feet a little bit wider, so widen them out and those toes out to the side slightly. So we're going to drop down here. I want you to come up onto those toes, reach over, back to that centre, keep up on those toes if you can, opposite side, reaching over, back to that centre, lower those feet and lift up. Good. So we're doing that kind of side flare movement. We're adding these heel raises in. Reaching over, back, keep up if you can, opposite side, back, and then lift up. Good. Okay, let's do that again. Drop down, up onto those toes, reaching over, back, opposite side, reaching over, and back. And then lift up. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. So drop down, up onto those toes, reaching over and back. Opposite side, reaching over and back. And then lifting up. Whew, well done, relaxing down. Okay, so we're going to bring those feet back to that hip width distance apart. Knees soft still. And we're going to do a few roll downs here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in at the end here. Then as you breathe out slowly, restacking that spine, gently back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Breath at the end here, then as you breathe out, slowly peeling back up into standing. Lovely. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling slowly down towards the floor. Breath in here, soften the knees if you need to. And as you breathe out, gently rolling back up. Good. Now I'm going to come to the end of my mat because we're going to roll down into 4-point kneeling from here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Just relax those hands there. Breath in. As you breathe out, soften the knees. I'm going to walk our hands down and continue our class down in this 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so we've come down into 4-point kneeling. So our hands are underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Just if that feels too much on your wrist, you can come up onto a fist if that feels a bit more comfortable. So elbows are nice and soft. We're just going to start by mobilising our spine here with a gentle cat stretch movement. So we're going to tuck our head under, arching up that back, and then drop down and look forwards, extending that spine. Good. And again, tucking under, arching up, drop down, look forwards. Good. And again, arching up through that spine, and drop down, look forwards. Good. And again, tucking under, arching up, drop down, look forwards. Good. So let's do the last couple here. Just mobilising through that spine, and just look to find now that midpoint between those two movements. So that back is nice and flat, okay? Just tucking that tailbone under just gently from there. Good, okay. So to begin with, we're going to extend one leg out behind you, and then I want you to fold it back. And we're going to extend it out and back, and folding it back. Extending back, folding back. So really using those bottom muscles. Now my back is staying nice and controlled, keeping that core engaged. Fold back, extend away, and fold back. Extend away, and fold back. Extend away, and fold back. Good. Extending and folding back. Good. And again, extending and fold back. Keeping that control through that pelvis, extending and folding back through that leg. Good. So extend and fold back. Extend and fold back. Good. Last few here. And fold back. Extending and fold back. Good. Last few. Extending and fold back. Good. One more. And relax back down. Well done. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So from this position, we're going to extend the opposite leg away and folding back in. Extending away, folding back in. Good. And fold back. Still breathing, not holding your breath. Breathe out as you extend the leg away if you can. Breathe in as you fold back. But make sure you're just not holding your breath. Just keeping that control. Elbows still staying soft. Not locking back through there. Keeping that neck nice and long as well. Good. Extend back, fold in. Good. Really working that bottom. Extending through that leg. Good. Extending and fold back. Well done. Last few here. Extend, fold back. Good. Keeping going. Keep that control. Back staying nice and flat. Well done. And back. Extending and fold back. And one more. And relax that back down. Well done. Okay, so I'm going to bring my hands just a little bit further in front here because I'm going to lift up into our plank position. So tuck those toes under, take a breath in here. As you breathe out, lifting those knees, reaching forwards. Breath in. As you breathe out, folding back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward. Breath in to hold here. And as you breathe out, folding down and back. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward into that plank position. Breath in to hold. As you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, okay, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward. Now holding this position, breath in here. Now as you breathe out this time, we're going to reach up into our pike position. Breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, back to a plank. Hold here. and lower back down. Very good. Okay, so let's try that again. That feels too much, go off into the pike, then just stick with the plank. So breath in. As you breathe out, reach forward. Hold here, breath in. And as you breathe out again, reach up into that pike. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, back to our plank. Hold. And then lowering back down. Very good. Okay. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up. Reach forward. Breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, reach up. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, back to the plank. And out breath. Lower back down. Good. Let's just do one more here. Okay, so breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward. Breath in to hold. As you breathe out, up into that pike. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, back to that plank. Breath in again, and then lower back down. Very good. Let's drop down into that child pose stretch and have a little stretch out here. So just breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. Just relaxing down, that bottom down onto your heels there. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing back down. Well done. Breath in. Reaching those fingers away, sinking that bottom down. Well done. Good. So we're just going to slowly walk back up. Okay, so we're going to carry on and come down onto our backs now. So we're going to come round onto our backs on the mat. Okay, so down onto our backs here. We're just going to start with our bridging movement, but before we do that, we're going to find that centre position. So feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, tilting that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core is gently engaged. Those ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long. Okay, so we're going to start with our bridge here. Arms relaxed down by your side. We'll take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that pelvis under. Use those bottom muscles to lift you up into this bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under. Now, if you can, keeping this pelvis level, we're going to add in extending the leg and lower back down. Opposite leg extending. Breath in, and then walking that spine down. Good. If that feels too much with the leg extending, then just keep your feet down. But if you can, we're going to keep this pelvis level. Extending the leg, lowering. Keeping that bottom lifted as you extend the leg. You don't want to see that bottom dropping down on that opposite side. So peeling that spine up, pelvis staying level, bottom engaged, lengthening the leg, lower back down, opposite leg lengthen, lower down, and then slowly walking back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Good. Keep that pelvis level, lengthen the leg, and the opposite leg, and walking that spine slowly back down. Well done. A few more here. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Keep that pelvis level, lengthen the leg, then the opposite leg, and then slowly walking that spine back down. Well done. Let's do one more time. Tucking that pelvis under. Use that bottom, lifting up, pelvis level, lengthen the leg, then the opposite leg, and then slowly walking that spine back down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to work our abdominals a little bit and bring in our obliques with a crisscross movement. So we're going to bring both legs up, if you can, into double tabletop, keeping that tummy nice and flat. I'm going to put my hand behind my head just to support my neck here. Then I'm going to lift my head to that opposite knee and then lower back down. And then I'm going to lift it to the other knee. So we're alternating sides. My eye line's looking to that knee and lowering back down. Lifting and lowering. Good. And lowering back down. So just a slight side bend movement here. Just kicking in those obliques. And back down. So just a side bend and lower. If you can, we're going to add in our leg extension. So as we lift up, we're going to extend the opposite leg and lower down together. Lift, extend the opposite leg and lower down. If that feels too much with the leg extending, just go back to that tabletop position. Good. And lowering. So eye line to that opposite knee and lower back down. Eye line lifted and lower. Good. And lower back down. Well done. And lower. Just extending that opposite knee and lowering down. Excellent. We're just going to do a few more here and lower. Extending and lowering. Well done. And let's do one more each side. Lengthening and lowering. And then lower that head back down. Well done. And lower those legs back down to that start. Very good. Okay, so let's make sure we're still back in that neutral position. So feet and knees that hip width distance apart. We're going to do our double leg stretch movement from here. So we're going to bring my arms up towards the ceiling. Let's just start with our arms to begin with. And I'm going to bring my arms up and around in this D shape and then back to that ceiling position. So opening around and back. Now keeping those ribs connected with those hip bones. So as you bring your arms above your head, you're not letting those ribs flare. You're keeping that control as you come around and back. Okay, so remember that when we're moving our arms. So come back to that start, and we're going to float both legs up into double tabletop from here. Breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach one leg away, folding in, back together. Breathing out, breathe in as you fold back. Breathe out as you extend away, breathe in as you fold back. Good, so it's a nice, smooth, continuous movement. Breathing out and breathing in as you fold back. Good. Now if that feels comfortable, you want to challenge it a little bit more. Back to that start, and we can extend both legs together and fold back. Extending both legs together and folding back. Breathing out as you extend, breathe in as you fold back. Still keeping that core engaged, those ribs and those hip bones connected. Lengthening away and folding back. And back. Good. Opening out, really working those lower abdominals here. Opening around and back. Keeping that connection with those ribs and those hip bones so my ribs are not flaring. Good. Opening around and back. Let's do last few here. And back. And one more. And back. Well done. And lower those legs back down one at a time, and then float those arms back down from there. Very good. Okay, let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug, just to stretch out through that back. So breathing in and out here. On that out breath if you can. Just sinking down into that stretch. Just that little bit further. Breathing in and out. Relaxing down from there. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, sinking down that little bit further. Well done. Breath in and out. Relaxing down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to lower those legs back down again. That core is gently engaged. Okay, so we're going to bring both legs back up into tabletop from here again. This time I'm going to put my hands behind my head again to support it. So we're going to work both the upper and lower abdominals here. So I'm going to lift my head just to engage that abdo prep position. And from here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, extend both legs away. Breathe in as you fold back. And again. Breathe out, it's extending both away, breathe in. Now at the same time, if you can, we're going to maintain this abdo prep position and fold back. Good. And fold back. So keeping that tummy engaged, that back staying nice and flat. Good. And if you can, we're keeping that head lifted. If that feels too much, just lower the head and lift back up again to join in. Good. Extending both legs. Lowering back, extending both and folding back. Good, well done. Let's do last few here. Good. And let's do last two. And last one. And lower back down, lower that head down, well done. Just bring those knees and have a quick hug. Very good, well done. So just breathe in and out here, on that out breath if you can, just sink down that little bit further. Well done. Okay, so we're just going to work our endurance of our abdominals a little bit with our hundreds movement. So this, make sure your feet and knees are hip width distance apart again. If you need to, just tilt that pelvis forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements again. So that pelvis in a nice neutral position and that core is gently engaged. Arms relaxed down by your side. We're going to lengthen through those fingertips. So this movement, we'll just start with the arms. We're going to pulse our hands, like with purpose, on as if you're slapping out on water. So we're breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the movement we're going to maintain with those arms. So we're going to raise both legs up into double tabletop, bring those knees and ankles together, and we're going to hold this position and breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, so keep going here. If you can, we're going to raise that head into that abdo prep position and breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, so keep going here. 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're feeling strong, then we can extend those legs and hold this position again here. So breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. So really pulsing those hands with purpose, lengthen through those fingertips, pulsing those hands if you're slapping them on the top of water with purpose. Good. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Lower the head if you need to. Keep going here. Last few. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. One more cycle. Breathing in and out and centre. Well done. Lower that head down. Lower those feet down. And back to that start. Very good. Just have a quick hug if you need to. Stretch that out. Well done. Okay, so let's just stretch through our back. So we're going to keep our feet and knees that hip width distance apart there. Arms down by your side. We're going to drop the knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and over. And then over to that opposite side. Good. So just rotating through that spine. Just gently moving side to side from here. Opening out through that back, just enjoying that stretch, dropping those knees over, turning that head, good, coming up and over, good, over the other side, and then back up and over from here. Well done. Just opening out through that back and drop down. Well done, just dropping those knees over, opening out through that spine, and then back up. Well done, we'll just do a few more here, dropping those knees over, turning that head, lifting up and over. And one more each side, dropping those knees over, turning that head. Well done, use those toe muscles to bring those knees back to that centre. Then over to that opposite side. Well done. So bring those knees back to that middle, arms stacked down by your side. Let's just stretch out through our legs. So knee up to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen through the back of the leg, just feeling that stretch through the back of the thigh here, so that hamstring muscle. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. We're just going to hold this here. So breathing in and out. Just sinking down to that stretch. Upper body nice and relaxed as we're holding this stretch here. So breath in and out. Good. And if you can, just change that stretch slightly. We're just going to point and flex through the ankle. Just moving through the foot here. Good. Pointing and flexing. Well done. And then pointing those toes up to the ceiling again, holding that stretch. And then lowering that leg back down. Well done. The same on the other side. Knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Use that hand to support your leg if you want to, just here. And then we're going to hold this stretch. So just gently relaxing through the back of the leg there. Don't overstretch it, just gently move into that stretch. Good. And then if we can, we'll just change it slightly, point and flex through the foot. Just changing that stretch. Feel it a little bit more in your calf there. So stretching through that foot and ankle. Well done. And then toes pointing up to the ceiling again, holding that stretch again. Well done. And then relax that leg back down, well done. And let's stretch through our bottoms now, so foot onto the opposite knee, allow that leg relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, again, just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up in towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable, and then holding this stretch here. So just breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, sink down into that stretch just a little bit further, holding this stretch here. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down, well done, breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch, well done. Good, so just sinking down that little bit further each time if you can on that out breath, but we're just holding this stretch here, stretching down into those glutes, that upper thigh, and just holding this here, well done. And then lowering those legs back down, we do the same on the other side, opposite foot onto the other knee, allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, stay there, or if you can, we're going to go bring the other leg up and towards us again, just as far as you're comfortable, holding this stretch here. So breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down that little bit further into that stretch. Well done, breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch, just really feeling that into that bottom, the upper thigh here. Breath in. As you breathe out, sink down into that stretch. Well done, breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch, well done. And one more breath in here, and on the out breath, sinking down. Very good. And then just lowering those legs back down one at a time. And we're going to come around and up into sitting here, just to finish off. So come around sitting with your legs crossed or legs out in front, whatever's comfortable for you. Just relaxing those shoulders back down from there. So we're just going to cross our hands into that kind of Cossack position and just do a few spine twists. So breath in, as you breathe out, turning that body around. Breath in here, as you breathe out, back to that centre. Breath in, as you breathe out, rotating that body around. Breath in, and as you breathe out, back to that centre. And again, breath in, as you breathe out, turning that head round. Breath in, and back to that centre. Well done. And out. And back to that centre. One more each side. Breath in. As you breathe out, coming around. And back to that centre. Well done. And last time. And back to that centre. Well done. Relax those arms down. Relaxing those shoulders. Good. You're going to drop one hand down. Reach the opposite arm up and over. Breath in. As you breathe out, back up to that centre. Well done. And again, reaching over. Breath in. As you breathe out, back up and over. Lovely. One more each side. Dropping that arm down, reaching over. Breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Last time. And back to that centre. Well done. And relaxing those arms back down. Fantastic. Well, we've worked our abdominals hard today. Hope you've enjoyed the class and hopefully see you next time.